Hanzo main.
Yeah, sorry. First week on Overwatch, gotta play the only thing I know.
Oh boy. There's memes about you fellas.
By the dragon.
Hang back, guys. Don't push for it.
I promise I can try to deliver.
There's also memes of everybody saying that same thing, my friend.
You guys don't understand what's about to happen.
Oh, I completely understand.
Having a Risa coming up.
So this is quite the popular topic. You see a lot of people complaining about their matches always having Smurfs, and that's why they can't rank up, and it's such a big Smurf problem. And like Jeff Kaplan thinks, I agree with him, and that the Smurfing problem is not really a problem. So we're gonna dive into a couple things. Like number one, what is a Smurf? I know that's crazy, but there's actually some people that don't know. So if you don't know what a Smurf account is, it's basically when an experienced player buys an alternate account to play on, which results in that new account having to rank up and go up the ladder just like everyone else when they started. So that account will be matched against lower tier players when it first starts out. So that's the problem. Lower tier players playing against high tier players. And Jeff Kaplan, this very week, like 5 days ago, he made a post about this. Jeff Kaplan says, I know there is a very bad perception of smurfing, but the reality is skilled players are moved rapidly out of lower skill situations. Now I do agree with that, and while that is true, there are some cases where there is an actual problem with smurfing. And that's when we ask, when is it not okay? When does smurfing become really an issue? And that is whenever someone is purposely throwing. And that could be because a smurf just wants to throw their rank as low as they can get it. A smurf may think it's fun to play against, like let's say somebody that plays above 3000 SR wants to play with people that play at 1500 SR, so they're winning all of their games, but then when they're about to get back up to like 2000 SR, then they want to drop it back, so they throw all their games back down, and they think that's fun. That's an issue, and people are taking that. Players at 1500 are usually relatively new to first-person shooters, and then matching them against someone that plays normally at 3K, obviously we're going to have a problem, and the game will feel very one-sided. So then a lot of people just ask the question, like, what's the point in even buying a Smurf? How is that fun? Aren't you just wasting money to play the game you already have? Like, what's fun about replaying your rank or trying to reset your rank and just try to climb back up? Well, for a lot of people, and this is what's happening to me as well, a lot of my friends aren't as into Overwatch, so most of their accounts are anywhere from like 1800 to 2500, and when my main account, like the lowest it ever goes is like 3,300, I can never play with them. So it's like the only way I can play with them is if I buy a second account. So I bought a second account, not to throw with it, but I'm actually going to try on it, and I'm going to use it to not only play with friends, but practice new heroes. I know you're seeing in this gameplay I'm playing Hanzo, which is what I clearly main at like 3,700 is my max this season. I'm trying to see where I end up after my placements and where the game thinks I belong. So as of the recording of this video, I'm currently 7-1 in my placement matches, and I've been playing with a couple of my lower friends, and they play at silver and gold. Now as we kept playing matches, we started playing against platinums and people that had season highs of diamond and had just barely fallen out. So what does that tell you? How are my two friends, silver and gold, getting matched up with the high-end platinums and people that were diamond? Well, that's because the game already senses my account does not belong anywhere near 2500 SR. I can tell by who we're playing against that the game is trying to see, okay, so let's try to throw some platinum and diamonds against this account. If he starts to struggle, then we see, okay, maybe he doesn't really belong there. But if he just absolutely crushes them, okay, maybe he does belong up into the diamond and master side of things. I'm just an hour or two away from getting my first competitive rank on my alt account, and I can already tell you it's going to be anywhere from 3,300 to 3,600. So really, what was the problem? During this entire, I want to call it an experiment almost, when was this ever a problem? When was me buying an alt account and playing at my best? I'm actually trying because I just want to see where the game thinks I belong when I'm trying my hardest. Where am I going to end up? The only problem that ever came of this, and the only people that were ever negatively affected, were people during my first 2 or 3 matches when the game was pairing me against new players. Now I could tell some of the people I were playing against had never had any competitive experience. They had like played 10 minutes of season 3. They were just like they were just like XP level 30. It was clear that they were not a real Overwatch enthusiast. They didn't have much playtime, and they're just kind of playing competitive with their friends, hoping to see they get a cool rank. I don't know. And in situations like that where it's like, okay, but Nateson, then you clearly just stomped a new player, and that's going to prohibit them from wanting to play the game in the future. I'm actually not the problem at all. You see, if I was purposely throwing my rank, I'd be the problem. If I was trying to manipulate the matchmaking system, I'd be part of the problem. But I'm not. I'm trying my best in these games, and it's the game's problem if I don't get matched against the right people. I don't know how the game looks at quick play MMR when first pairing you against other people in competitive, but I didn't throw any of my quick play games. I was still trying in quick play to win because I just wanted to win my matches. I just wanted to get XP to get to 25 to actually start playing competitive. I never threw my games. I was always trying my best on my second account. It's called Nateson, by the way, which I thought was kind of funny. Nateson is my alt, Nateson is my main. The reality of it is, this isn't really a problem. If there's only 1 or 2 games where people get stomped on an entire account trying to level up, if there's only 1 or 2 games of people getting stomped, we're not really looking at a problem. That's just, okay, this account clearly doesn't belong here. The system will move you on up. And that's what's already happened with the Nateson account. I'm already playing against Diamonds and Masters, with a couple of games still left to finish. But some people will still look at this and say, well, Nateson, you're still at fault. You're an experienced player who's good at FPS games. You bought a second account, and you played against a couple of low-tier players, and that's not okay. But if a great Counter-Strike or Call of Duty or TF2 player from back in the day, with really good aim, all the good skills of an FPS player, and they brought it over to Overwatch, and this is their first time playing, and they just want to play Overwatch, and they want to try. But then they do the same. They're going to do the same exact thing I did. They're going to stomp the other team the first couple games they have because the matchmaking system just has to find out who they are as a player. But no one would have a problem with that because it's their first accounts, their first time playing Overwatch. But people would get mad at a previous Overwatch player buying an account and doing the same thing. Tryharding. From the second they hit Q on their first placement match, they're tryharding every game. It's not the player's fault, and that's just the way of the ladder. Sometimes you're going to be playing against good players, and that's how the system works. The system is going to move the good players quickly up the ladder, and the new players and the newer players will still be placed where they belong. A new player may miss out on one match. There might be a bad experience one game where that's happening, but it's because of the game. You can't blame the player on the other team that's actually trying. So I just wanted to leave you guys with this because I know the Smurfing debate is something that a lot of people talk about, but people aren't thinking about it for what it really is. And just remember, people that purposely throw their account are the problem. No one but them are the problem. So this was a topic that was on my mind, so I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation here. And I believe we will be hitting 30,000 subscribers tonight. And if we don't, I guess I'll talk about it in the video after, but I'm going to assume that we hit it tonight as we're like 100 away right now. And thank you for all the support, guys. The past 2 months have been absolutely crazy. I hope you all had a great Easter today, and I hope you were able to spend some time with your families and eat a whole bunch of chocolate. And I wish you all luck in your competitive games on the Overwatch ladder. Take care, guys. See ya.
Were you complaining?
No, I'm not.
Holy crap, you find matches fast.
Yeah, man.
That was like as soon as you hit the frickin' I have to wait like 5 minutes for one game.